A figure with an oversized cat head stands amongst leafy trees. Inside a gloomy office with brick walls, a person in their 20s drinks from a coffee mug. The mug has an orange tabby cat printed on it. Outside in a parking lot, the cat-headed figure sidesteps out of a bush. They wear a mascot costume-style head of an orange and black tabby cat over their own face. This is the Catman. Inside an office kitchen, a man in a black cowboy hat washes dishes, his hands deep in the dishwater. The Catman enters the room unnoticed, carrying a printer in both hands. Catman looks both ways, then approaches the man from behind. Catman drops the printer into the sink, electrocuting the man. Blue lights flicker across the room as the man vomits into the sink and collapses. Elsewhere, a young man in a straw sun hat spies the cat mug atop a cabinet. He looks around and then takes a big swig from the mug. Outside, the Catman hides behind a tree, wielding a garden hand rake. Inside a well-lit room, a different young man looks through a bookshelf. The Catman appears and garrots the man with a white string. Elsewhere, a boy with blonde hair sips from the cat mug and smiles wide with a thumbs up. In darkness, the Catman wields a knife. Dark blue light reflects off of the blade. In a well-lit room, the young man in the straw hat focuses on a video game. The Catman appears, wielding an electric guitar. Catman swings the instrument into the back of the young man's head. He slumps forward. Elsewhere, a man with short brown hair sips from the cat mug. Outside, the Catman slowly stalks down a train track. Inside a room with red lights, the blonde boy snoozes on a leather couch, his shoes resting nearby. The Catman appears and replaces the boy's shoes with a pile of Legos. The blonde boy wakes up. He stands on the Legos. He throws his arms up and falls to the ground, grabbing at his feet. At a vending machine, a man with red shorts reaches into the opening for a soda. He pulls out the cat mug. He shrugs, takes a sip, and walks away. The Catman watches in the darkness with one hand on his chin. In a parking lot, a bald man gets into a sedan. The Catman sneaks up behind the driver window, holding a large snake. The Catman hurls the snake onto the man and it bites into his neck. In a field, a man throws a frisbee, then chases after it with a big smile. It lands in short grass near a metal box. He catches up to it and spies the cat mug in the grass. He picks up the mug and drinks from it. In the woods nearby, the Catman watches. Suddenly, the man with the frisbee has become the Catman. He hurls a frisbee at a lady standing nearby. It slices through her left knee. She screams as her leg falls into the grass. She slowly sinks to the ground. Large red words appear. The curse continues. In another parking lot, a man with a long beard stands beside a minivan equipped with a sliding door and wheelchair ramp. He looks at another man nearby in a power chair. The bearded man jabs his finger toward the van repeatedly. The other man rolls up the short ramp into the van. Nearby, the Catman watches. Later, the bearded man uses a remote control to open the side door of the van. He taps his foot and checks his watch as the short ramp lowers to the ground. Inside the van, the other man in the power chair has become the Catman. The bearded man helps the man down the ramp, then suddenly notices the Catman head. The bearded man tumbles to the ground. The Catman rolls over him. Inside, a girl with blue glasses sitting in a power chair sips from the cat mug. Outside, the Catman strolls along a set of train tracks. Suddenly, the girl with blue glasses is the Catman. Wielding a broomstick like a jousting lance, she rolls into a man, stabbing him in the gut. He shouts and grimaces. His head lolls to one side. In a kitchen, a person with spiky hair pulls the cat mug from the fridge and takes a long drink. Elsewhere inside, the Catman holds a knife high and paws at the air. The girl with blue glasses rolls out of a doorway. The Catman appears behind her and swings a knife into her butt. Her head lolls forward. Outside, a woman in a base t-shirt sips from the cat mug. Suddenly, she is the Catman. The person with spiky hair walks past. The Catman steps out from behind the bush and slices the person in the gut. Bloody intestines pour from the person's stomach. The Catman towers over them as they lie motionless on the floor. Inside an office kitchen, a man fishes his hand through a sink filled with aluminum cans. He pulls out the cat mug and takes a long drink. Outside, the Catman watches from within a stand of trees. Inside the kitchen, a person in a black hoodie with a basketball in one hand pours some coffee into a blender. The Catman appears behind him, knocks away the basketball, and shoves his hand into the blender. He pulls out his arm, screaming at the bloody stump where his hand used to be. He falls to the ground, screaming, as the Catman casually walks away. Title appears in red letters, Cat Mug Massacre. Credits: Cat Mug Massacre. Written, directed, and filmed by the Base Film Extravaganza. Starring Billy Pierce, John Howard, Jacob Pace, Noah Rigo, Keith Montgomery, Malone Workman, Colin Martin, Tim Miller, Jason Billis, Luke Walker, Kathy Workman, Gavin Workman, Devin Lofthouse, Freya Howland, James Skine, Tammy Hoare, Ian St. Ange. Edited by John Howard. Color corrected by Gavin Workman. Subtitles by Billy Pierce. Songs: Taganaria by Certain Molecules. Bury Me in Flavor Country by Kick Thine Ass Joseph and the Bleeding Thumb Brigade. Werewolves of Brooklyn by Rooster Sauce. Special thanks to Weird Montana Records. Produced by Camp Horror Film Festival, the Roxy Theater, the Christopher and Dana Reeves Foundation, and Summit ILC, Base, Missoula. Thanks everyone who watched. Logos appeared. The Christopher and Dana Reeves Foundation, Today's Care, Tomorrow's Cure, Summit Independent Living, Base.